Hello everyone and welcome back to another video out here on Dartmoor, where you join me at Great Staple Tor. You're able to see Great Tor just over in the background as well. It's a bit of wind, I'll tell you that for sure. You'll probably be able to tell. There's a bit of chill in the air as well. But I'm out here for sunrise. Now we have some really nice clear blue sky above us here, but towards where the sun is going to rise. There's a lot of low cloud, but we've got about 10-15 minutes before it rises above the horizon. So I'm feeling a bit hopeful, although I'm not too sure we'll get a nice sunrise, but hopefully a nice image to start off with of Great Staple Tor here, looking that way. Then we're going to head down to the River Walkham, where I'm hopefully going to get a nice photo of the River Walkham itself in portrait with Great Tor out in the background. And then we'll just see what happens from there. Maybe I'll go to Great Tor itself, or I might follow the leap back towards the Pew Tor area. I'm not sure yet, we'll see what develops. But albeit, I hope you enjoy today's video. Right then, straight into the photography. Now I've got the OM1 all ready. Still a bit of cloud on the horizon, but it is starting to shift slightly, which is good. Now what I'm actually going to do here this morning at Great Staple Tor is I'm actually just going to allow myself to have an explore with the camera, shooting landscape and portrait. Now I think mainly what I do with a sunrise photography shoot, let's say, I'd somewhat just base myself with a main composition, but I'm just going to have a nice little free range of images I think this morning, and I believe I'm going to take a panorama to start off with. Okay everyone, so a bit of time has now passed since I last spoke. If I just pan around behind me, you should be able to see maybe some sun rays just towards the mast of Princetown. The sun has risen, it's just trying to peek through the cloud over there. If I just turn around, looking back towards Tavistock Way, we do have sunshine on the town itself and the hills towards Bodmin. Yeah, so just gonna wait for the sun now to peek through the cloud. Should get some nice images there. Camera is all set up in portrait, ND4, graduated filter is on. Yeah, just a bit of patience now, but I think when it does peek through that cloud, it's going to be a really nice scene. Going to make a really nice panorama. So yeah, my lips are they're starting to go a bit cold, but yeah, a bit of patience now and it should start to look really good. And so finally we have some sunshine out here on Dartmoor this morning. A really stunning view looking back towards Princetown. That cloud has passed and the sun is shining on what should be a really nice day out here on Dartmoor. Now I'm not going to be able to take my panorama image, and that's purely because the sun has become far too bright, and even with the ND8 graduated filter on, it wasn't possible to get the images for the panorama. And so as I was waiting for that cloud to pass earlier, I was out scouting trying to find a few more compositions. It's a really good thing to do, especially if you're in a situation where you're not too sure if you're going to be able to take your main image of the photography shoot. And so I'm going to head just down there now and I'm going to show you it. So you join me down here now amongst the rocky outcrops of Great Staple Tor. I'll just pan around to show you. So we have, of course, Great Staple Tor here. Now, what I was getting for my composition was, of course, Great Staple Tor here, but also Great Tor out the back. What I was incorporating was these rocky outcrops down here, predominantly this one right here, and I was just getting the shadow of the rock. Actually, what I'll do is I'll record it in the portrait and I'll put it nicely up in the corner of the screen, and you'll just see what I was trying to incorporate, of course, was that shadow in the lower half of the frame. And just as the sun was hitting that top of the rock, it was really nice, and then of course it was almost acting as a nice leading line up to the top of Great Staple Tor there, and then we had Great Tor looking really nicely out the back. There we go then. The first image I'm going to show you this morning. I hope you like it. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to show you a few more from this morning of voiceover voice over them for you. There we go. I'm going to pack up the tripods and then going to get another perspective of Great Staple Tor for another image up here before we head down to the River Walkham. But albeit this morning, you know, it's probably not gone as planned so far, but it's still been a really nice morning and yeah, enjoying it. And so the first photo I'll be talking about is this 6-shot panorama taken just before the sun broke through the cloud. You'll see that I positioned Great Staple Tor very prominently in the right of the frame and therefore creating a nice vast open area in the left of the frame to house Great Mist Tor and the valley below. I also managed to get some nice interest in my foreground using a few of the large rocks. Now it might not be the best image or indeed what I had hoped to get, but it's great to have as I can use this composition as a reference for future photography adventures. Now this photo I think is certainly my favourite of the morning. You'll see that again I've included Great Staple Tor and Great Mist Tor, but I also managed to get a wild camper heading off on their own Dartmoor adventure, therefore creating a fantastic Dartmoor themed image. And of course, to finish off the early morning photos is indeed the one I've just showed you. I hope you like it. And so you now join me up here on another one of the rocky outcrops surrounding Great Staple Tor. Now, I think I found a nice composition portrait, albeit it might not be the best photo, but it's something different. And what I'm going to really try and pursue in 2025 is coming out here on Dartmoor and just finding loads of new different photographs to take, loads of new different compositions, which indeed we're hopefully going to be doing just after this, where I'm going to head down to the River Walkham. But for now, just going to set the tripod up nicely and I'll show you all this composition. My composition is now set up nicely for me to be able to show you. What I'll do is I'll put the video up on the screen for you to see, and I'll just turn around this way. So we have Great Staple Tor, that prominent rocky outcrop just there on the left of the frame. We have this other quite prominent, I'd say, rocky outcrop on the right of the frame. Now what I have here, a really prominent tuft of grass, and that is what I really wanted to include in my foreground. Really good out here on Dartmoor because there's always really nice foreground interest no matter what photo you're taking. So I've got that photo there. To be honest, there's not much to talk about it other than it being a really nice Dartmoor image. I'll be focusing in on this rocky outcrop here, and that will give me good depth of field for the foreground and the background. Yeah, really nice image. Even getting a bit of cloud now for a bit of interest in the top half of the frame as well. Yeah, nice morning so far. Hope you like this photo, and then we are going to indulge on a long walk towards the River Walkham below Great Mist Tor. Gonna be a good one. Maybe even find some photos on the way. But yeah, hope you like this photo. Hello again everyone, I've now made it down here to the River Walkham. As you'll see behind me, a nice little cascading river. We have Great Tor, really prominent out the back. We also now have some quick moving clouds, which is painting some really nice shadows onto the landscape. But my main focus down here this morning is trying to capture an image with the cascading river and Great Tor out the back. You'll see just down below me here, we do have a nice little waterfall. I'll put some clips up on the side of the screen here for you to see, and I have mainly got what I wanted with Great Tor at the back and the waterfall cascading river in the bottom of the frame. It's a bit of a chaotic scene, but I've somewhat got into a few decent positions to get some good photos. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is just head up river, see if I can find any more. Hopefully I do, because I want to talk you through one. That would be very nice. But for now, I'm going to show you a few of these photos and I hope you like them. Now this is something that I wanted. That looks the perfect scene, I think. Oh yeah, so I tell you what, tripod, yeah, I reckon the tripod can come out, get set up. That could potentially be the best photo so far this morning. Oh, that's looking good. Right then, I've got the camera all set up nicely, found my composition, took a little while, but I think I found a perfect one. I'll just put it up in the corner of the screen for you to see. Oh, we've got the waterfall here, we have Great Tor out the back. We did have some really nice clouds as well just a minute ago, but you'll see some just to the right of the frame here. We have these pillars as well, and then of course we have the river itself. Overall, it's a fantastic little scene I found. I'm really happy with it. If I just stop the recording there and I go to manual mode, there we go. So I am indeed using the Live ND filter, which is built into the OM1. My first time using it, it's absolutely wicked. It's, yeah, wicked again. So what I'm shooting at is f13, I'm focusing on the barbed wire, and that is just piercing through slightly, and it's just giving me a nice depth of field for foreground and the background. That's my watch going off. And then shooting at 1/3 of a second, which is giving me a really nice shutter speed. Not too much movement in the water and not too little either. ISO low 100 just to get that shutter speed. Yeah, cracking little scene. What I'll do is I'll show you the ones that I've got. I might take a landscape one as well if it's looking good. Then I head up to the river crossing just over there. Then we may head up to Great Tor itself. Not sure yet. I might just skirt around the edges and we'll see what develops from there. But for now, I hope you like these photos. So just encountered a bit of Dartmoor traffic with that sheep, but I have just had a quick break here on this little sandy bank of the River Walkham. Before I head up to Great Tor now, I've got a river crossing, so let's go. So I actually done this river crossing back in June, and if I remember correctly, it was worse coming across than it was going back. Let's go. Right, I'm gonna jump this one. Oh, lovely. On to that one. Job done. Onto this one. There we go. Safely done. We're now gonna head up that way somewhere. I'm gonna decide on the way up. I'm not too sure. Yeah, let's crack on. So I've now made it up the hill, and I'm just down from Great Tor, which is just behind me over there. Sat on one of the brand new stars, which I have to say are very nice indeed. Now the plan for the rest of the video is I'm not going to head up to Great Tor, and that's because I actually went there last weekend to get, well, hopefully to make a sunrise photography adventure video, but unfortunately it didn't fruition into one. But what I'll be doing is I'll be showing you the photos, talking to you a bit more about that morning and why I wasn't successful in my next Sunday video, so do keep an eye out for that one. But of course I did get some photos up there last weekend, and I think I'll leave it for another adventure. But I'm actually gonna head down to a lesser known tour here on Dartmoor called OM1 Tor, and there's this wall, which you'll see behind me, runs all the way down past it, and I'm hoping to maybe get a picture of the wall leading up to Great Tor. So I'm going to do that, head down in a minute, but I'll show you just a second where we've been so far today. There is Great Staple Tor, and then we started there, of course. We've walked down the hill, down to the River Walkham, and I've walked up the hill. Tough one it is, I have to admit. And then you've got Great Tor just out the back. And I'm sat here now on the stile. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. Been a really nice day. Enjoyed it so far. But for now, let's crack on down to the tour. Well, I have to say I wasn't expecting to find such a good composition. As you'll be able to see, I'm using this wall, and it's going to be a nice leading line up to Great Tor. But what's so good is I've got this metal fence in here. It's just starting to rust. You have the barbed wire as well, and it's adding some really nice detail to the scene. Just show you on the camera, of course, so you'll be able to see the barbed wire and the wooden poles. They're really adding to this scene as well. It's really, really cool. And then you've got, of course, got the wall leading all the way up to Great Tor. It's an absolute cracker, I have to say. I'm really, really happy with it, I have to admit. So let's go with the settings. I definitely am shooting at f13 as per usual, focusing in on the style I am. And what I'm just waiting for actually is these darker clouds. I'm just hoping might add a nice backdrop to Great Tor. Then as the sun is lighting up the foreground here, the background is going to be looking a bit moody with those darker clouds towards Great Tor. So, settings, come on, here we go. F13, ISO 200, 200, oh, here we go, 250th of a second. It's an absolute cracker. I hope you like it. A nice way to end the video, I think. So yeah, hope you like these photos, and I'll see you in a sec. There we go everyone, so today's photography adventure is now coming to an end. I hope you like those photos, but for now, what a fantastic day we've had out here on Dartmoor. It's been absolutely fantastic. The main aspect of today's adventure was to get out and find some new compositions, and I'm very, very happy to indeed find some of the River Walkham itself with that waterfall. That was fantastic. And another one just at the end there with that wooden fence. Yeah, and the stone wall. Absolutely fantastic. I really hope you've enjoyed the adventure itself. See how many miles we've done. Oh, low battery. We've done 6.62 miles, elapsed time of 7.5 hours. The current time is 2 o'clock, which means it's an hour until Liverpool FC, the football team I support, are kicking off against Plymouth Argyle, where I've grew up for the last 21 years. There might be a lot of Argyle supporters watching this now, so I apologise in advance, but I do hope my team Liverpool indeed win. But you know, I wouldn't go amiss of seeing a FA Cup upset, as they call them, with an Argyle win. But yeah, really good day to be out on Dartmoor. Of course, I hope you enjoyed it, which I've already said. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll be seeing you all soon.